Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Cancer for January 2021. Guys, I hope this year has been treating you well so far. I hope that you're excited moving forward, and I hope you have big plans this year going forward as well. So, for anyone who's new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad that you stopped by. If you feel like it resonates at the end, please join the journey with me, hit subscribe, and let me encounter your energy more often. For all my subscribers, I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here. You do mean the world to me. If this message resonates, awesome. Remember that no matter what messages come through, it's still up to you and your active free will, your grassroots evolution, the choices you make in this world and the steps you take to get your fulfillment. And if it doesn't resonate, that's fine. Take what you feel is for you and disregard the rest, my friends. And it will not resonate for all cancers. You may want to check out your moon or your rising sign as well. There may be a message in that as well for you. But before I get going, I'm just going to ask Archangel Michael and my team of light to join us, as well as Archangel Metatron, to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, as well as to use me as the clearest channel possible to deliver messages for the most far-reaching of you, but for our highest good only. Only first-rate messages are in here. So I have a message from the Messages of Life Oracle by Mario Dugue. Let's see, that one wants to show what the overarching messages for Cancer. So I welcome, and a bunch of stuff popped out. I'm going to take just I welcome, and you have strength, and I'm going to ask for one more card, please, Spirit, from this. For the sign of Cancer for January 2021. Guys, keep in mind that time is fluid as well, so two more came out. That the bottom is my creative power. So they want me to read you the bottom right away. But this could be picking up on a situation from the past, something from a past life, something that you've encountered already, are encountering, or that's coming into your energy field. So just take how it feels for you, okay? Keep an open mind. So some affirmations and remembrances that would help us this month, guys, is I recognize the power of my thoughts. Do I use these thoughts to build or to destroy? I choose to create my universe filled with and surrounded by joy and harmony. I will maintain a positive attitude and let no one or nothing discourage me. I create love and peace. And if I trigger you or something, if I make you feel a certain way, use this empowered vulnerability. What did I make you feel? How did I make you feel? And how can you use this going forward to create positive change in your world? This is really important this month. I feel like it's saying, you know what? Being mindful of what we create. We can create heaven on earth, and we can create hell on earth in our minds and our thought space. It's by what we're focusing on. So again, being very mindful of the power of your thoughts. Are you using these to create, or are you using them to destroy? Are you using them to fill yourself with love and peace, or are you allowing yourself to be consumed by worry? I feel like the strength is what also was the card that I felt to pull out. And it says, I do not let my emotions control me. You see, this reminds me of two things. I'm hearing Excalibur, but it also reminds me of Archangel Michael's sword as well. I do not let my emotions control me. I keep my thoughts pure and do not yield my power to anyone or anything. I rise above self-doubt. I gain confidence in myself through my own power and my unshakable faith that I have the strength to overcome anything. I find courage and truth to overcome my fears, to resort to the most powerful weapon, love. And this is really important. Sometimes when people are mean to us or they trigger us, we want to react and respond in something that looks less like love. Remember, your own inner strength is love. And these thoughts, when we think about maybe we want to destroy someone, like, you know, and I'm hearing destroy, right? If there has been a difficult situation and we're upset and we're angry, that's a vibration that's getting sent out into the world. So what I'm hearing is, let's try not to take anything personal. Also, for ourselves, creating a situation in our world which we are, I heard like capable, but of course we're capable of showing love. But this is also like capable of loving ourselves, rising above self-doubt and gaining self-confidence and power within yourself, showing yourself a little bit of love and knowing with yourself as well. It's time to welcome in some change. I welcome life as it presents itself to me. I no longer struggle but take each step on my path to fulfillment with faith and abandon. I do not need to fight the flow of life as I have nothing to prove. I continue to be light even during times of hardship. I know all things will fall into place for my own greater good. That's also part of that strength, and this is the important part of the creative power within our heads. If we allow ourselves to believe that things will never change and we convince ourselves of that narrative, things won't change. We may be real stubborn in that belief as well, and we're going to think that that's how life will be all the time. If we keep a positive and open mind and allow change a little bit more to say, you know what, I can see a different world. I'm going to focus on one step at a time to get myself out of this hole I've built for myself, or whatever it is. Welcoming life as it presents itself to us makes it so that we're not putting an expectation on things. We're allowing the information and the energy to come and to receive it in that moment, to not be holding on to past grudges or anything like that. I welcome life as it presents itself to me. I no longer struggle, but take each step on my path to fulfillment with faith and abandon. I do not need to fight the flow of life as I have nothing to prove, and you don't. The only person you need to prove anything to is yourself. I continue to be light even during times of hardship. I know all things will fall into place for my own greater good. I think there was a reason why I had to read this twice, because you need to know that even during times of hardship, being the light, that's what you're here to do. That's your mission. And that's where you're going to have a lot more success moving through energy, being the light and allowing the light in. Because the light also helps us to see why things happen, and to know that if we have faith and we carry ourselves forward, having faith that our life is in perfect order, things are going to work a lot better for us, because we aren't like pushing against the flow. And this is really, we have growing and you have return to the inner temple. You guys are the third sign that's got this one, and it's really important. I want to read to you the first sentence, because this is something that we all kind of do. I stopped destroying myself through negativity and worry. Can I get a hallelujah, right? We are going to focus on growing. We're going to focus on, I heard growing pains. There's probably been a lot of growing pains. We all have to do it. And part of the thing is sometimes we all have to learn in different ways. Many of us have to learn the hard way, myself included, that every rose has its thorn. Oh my gosh, that is by... It's going to bug me now that I can't even think of that. But every rose has its thorn. Growing, each day I nourish myself with the light in order to grow in divinity. Through the messages that brings life. Through the messages that life brings me, I study my inner being to improve myself in the eyes of God. I am here to learn and to grow, not materially, but at a soul level. I find balance between material and spiritual worlds, and I free myself of inner conflicts. For some of you, I heard you may want to grow a rose garden. It's again going to torture me. This every rose has its thorn, guys. If you remember who it is, can you put a comment down below so I'll remember too? I know I can YouTube it, but I'd like to ask you guys. It's not the scorpions, and I keep hearing scorpions, and of course it's not scorpions. I love them too, and I know that it's not them. So returning to your inner temple, stop destroying yourself with negativity and worry. If you can't control the situation, if the situation is out of your hands, we need to try and work it so that it's not going to be destroying us when we worry about it. Today I rediscover my inner self in silence and calmly study the lessons life has provided. Again, this is a lot about lessons, and these lessons build your strength, right? And we know now that if we have learned these lessons, we need to change the way we think with that creative power. This is how powerful our mind is, because we're not telling ourselves the same narratives and stories that we were back then. We've learned from that. We've grown. We've leveled up a little bit. Returning back to our inner temple means I cease to panic and no longer imagine the worst even before something happens. In harmony and light, I return to the inner temple to discover the richness in each step of my life. And this is a really important point. I think you guys are probably if you have not already realized how strong you are going to. And I think that this is important too, to remember that you are creating love and you are creating peace, and that you creating and maintaining a positive attitude is the most important thing that we can do, no matter what our situation is in this world, whether we have a whole lot of $1 million or whether we are on the street with our belongings with us. Our attitude is everything in this world. So welcome life as it comes to it. Let's not struggle against the ebb and flow of what we're meant to experience. They want me to, and I'm ready to move on to some tarot. So I'm going to move in first with the Chakra Wisdom Tarot, and then we'll get some clarifies here, please, for Cancer. Spirit, what messages would you have for anyone who's resonated? This could be a completely separate message as well as the first one. That's just a little spiritual advice. So I'm going to see here what the cards have to say. Spirit, what messages do you have for the sign of Cancer for January 2021, please? So the Seven of Swords and the Four of Cups. Or Four of Coins, sorry. I'm going to release this out of the reverse. I think with the Four of Coins in the reverse, it's because maybe someone's kept a lot of this to themselves. Maybe you've kept your strength to yourself, and now is the time, as you've grown, where it's time for you to show other people how to walk with that same unshakable faith. You knew you would make it through. How did you know? Because I had peace within my heart and trust in spirit, trust in life, that, everything that's happening in my world, there was a reason. So this is also about not being too stingy with resources. If you know that people are struggling and you have financial resources to help, and you feel called to do so, giving is a really wonderful way that, you think about. Maybe we were going to buy a bunch of coffees or something like that we could have made at home, but it was just not thinking about it when the same amount of money could feed somebody for days, right? So I am hearing being mindful with giving, but this is where I keep being drawn to this. I have nothing to prove. We're not giving because we want something in return. We're not giving out of recognition. It's for the greater good and in our hearts, knowing that this is the right thing to do. The Seven of Swords as well here is, I heard this is a change in thinking. Now the seven, there's a little confirmation. The Seven of Swords in this to me could represent it's like stolen thoughts, but here's where you're learning to pick and choose your creative power. You're learning to pick and choose. Well, some thoughts I have are actually self-destructive, and I'm going to leave them behind. I don't need them. And with this moon in the background, you're learning that you can see past the illusions now. You can see past veils. You may be able to see past even what's the word I'm looking for? Walls that you may have put up, okay? Or facades. So in order to protect ourselves, we may tell ourselves a narrative that actually stops us from seeing a full truth. We later on can see, oh, that's not how that played out at all, actually, but I was hurt and I was wounded, or this is what in the space I was in that I wasn't seeing clearly. And I feel like now, if there is a truth that you have held to yourself, with this Four of Pentacles in the reverse, it's kind of saying maybe it's not time to keep it to yourself. The world is in reverse. I'm thinking that if you've held on to some knowledge, the Six of Wands came in reverse. I'm going to try switching the way we do this. So the Six of Wands is about victory and success as well. Thank you. You have the Star. And there's some healing. This could also be connecting you to an Aquarius. But I feel like this is a lot about two things. Wishing upon a star and having faith and trust that those wishes will come to you, that the energy that is meant for you, in this world will come for you, and that we're making changes with the healing power of love and realizing just how important that concept is, that it's not necessarily just about a romantic love. Love is in such small things as holding the door open for somebody, or holding someone's hand because it's icy. Love is giving those $20 worth of food. So, and taking your coffee that day and saving, and even week, right, and saving that much money and just giving it to somebody for a much more worthy cause, right? And this doesn't mean to do it all the time, but every once in a while some selfless giving teaches us the power of unconditional love, because while it may not have meant so much to you, that is going to reverberate and love is going to spread. You are doing something wonderful for somebody that you may never ever meet, right? So I feel like if you feel like there's something blocking your path to success, we need to kind of really get in touch with our truth, I think, in our minds. I feel like as well as is there a spot of negativity with this Seven of Swords that is still time, like we're trying to purge it out. I'm going to move, you got the Ace of Swords at the bottom too. And this is a very rooted card. It is a root chakra. That being a number 1 as well, there has to be, I heard like it's a leap of faith. No longer struggling because we're understanding what it means to come to this world with unconditional love, I think, as well. For some of you, I heard you are the light bearers and life may have been difficult. But like I was saying at the beginning of this reading, I feel like with this strength, what you have been through and the trials in your world and how strong you have grown and the person you've become, really cherish yourself and honor yourself and be proud of yourself for who you are, and know that whether or not you know it or not, your struggles will empower and enlighten others, and you can help people embark on change just by being you and sharing your experiences. So I have the Zombie Tarot here for a little bit more clarification, please, Spirit. What about this 4 of Coins? Why is it in reverse? And you get the 6 of Hazards, which is the 6 of Pentacles. Could be an earth sign, but this is, going back to the more stable and finer things in life. Also, I feel like this person's pretty ingenious in a way, right? Because they've got the zombie doing the dirty work for them, yet they're losing their flowers here. So one thing I have to say about this is, on our rise to success, on our way up to the top, while we are seeing what abundance we have around us, we need to question our motives and just make sure, like, okay, am I, by luring this zombie to cut my grass, am I okay with those flowers being gone? What if they were those beautiful roses we were tending? Right? I feel like in some ways too, this is about just doing it yourself, not taking the lazy way out. That's what I heard. But that could also be with this 4 of Coins here that you've, let me see, what else about this 4 of Coins? Thank you. You have the 7 of Swords. That's really interesting because the same card 2 different times. And if you see here, this is, she is going to kick him down to get eaten for some self-preservation. A little bit cold and a little bit nasty as well. With not a care in the world that she's done it. And the best thing I think about this situation is that she had a gun in her hand. Could she have shot down all those zombies and her partner walked out unscathed? Who knows? We don't know if that gun was loaded, and it's not up to us to assume. But if we were to look at this situation, it's pretty clear cut what's going on, right? And here I think it's like, well, this may be this man, okay, or depending on if whoever this is, okay, this is really seeing the light of, okay, you know what, they pushed me or kicked me down the stairs into zombies. Is this love? No. I am gathering my own self-worth and I'm getting the hell out of there, right? But the Six of Wands, the Six of Hazards, there is success, there is victory, but it's going to maybe be coming from healing from a certain situation and really using all those new swords that we have of understanding and what we've dropped to kind of expand our mind here a little bit. And I feel like as we grow and as we welcome new experiences into our world, it's only going to make our feelings of what we want to create in this world now more clear. So focus on creating love, focus on creating peace, focus on patience. You want to create peace? Let's work on focusing on how do I create patience in this world. So the bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands in reverse. And I feel like this is because, oh, the Death card's out here as well. This is because we're not going to move and go different directions until we're at peace with ourselves and our worlds. And I feel like this Seven of Swords energy, whatever this inner temple is, right? It's the healing that needs to happen. And this Death card as well is really saying, you know what? We need to experience some transformations. The Two of Wands being in reverse. Ooh, there's the other Ace of Swords that was under it. I think that this change needs to happen in our minds first. So until we have our minds straight in this situation and we've sort of purged and released anything that's no longer welcome, such as negativity, self-doubt, and like negative self-talk, we're not going to be able to fully put our minds towards accomplishing our goals. Okay, that's what I got. So the last message I'm going to leave you with is from the Keeper of the Light Oracle. I swear one already flipped, but maybe it didn't. And we're going to ask Spirit, what's one advice card going forward, please? Awaken your heart, my friends. Allow your heart to awaken. Allow your heart to heal. And allow it to change your vision. Okay, calling on Lady Nada, awaken to acceptance and divine love, give and receive in balance, my friends. So making sure that we have the strength and courage in our hearts to know that if this is not happening, we need to find a way to tip those scales of balance and awaken our heart. Allow yourself to feel unconditional love, my friends. There is nothing like it. So thank you for watching. I love yous all. I hope this resonates. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.